AAA credit, maybe. That's what the niggas was here for, man. In the whole world, they could jump in, and all you could do is get killed. You're gonna die. The worst can happen. The worst can happen is you'll get killed. It's not a good chance of that right now. You know what I mean? You just get bruised up. They'll talk about you. So what? They talk about you anyway. And I'll close with this. That not caring about what people say, that'll get you success in this world and the next. If the people, help the people, love the people, do everything for them. Because when Allah give you what you do, you don't do nothing for yourself no more. That's everything. You don't need nothing. So you will do everything for the people. But if the people cut your throat, you say, that's normal. I'm not doing it for you to say thank you. I'm not doing it for you to invite me for dinner or nothing like that. I'm doing it because I feel good. Whether you feel good, if I scramble you a big batch of good eggs and I feel good giving them to you. You can throw them out the window for all I care. Right? That's good when you can do that. Because number one, that's the first thing you're going to need anyway, working with human beings. Because the human beings is Quranic. They're throughout the human being. They act the way they act. The Quran got the human being in that. That's how they act. Right? They act like that all the time. And the only time they don't act like that part of the Quran is when they act this part of the Quran. Maybe it's 1% of them. That's good. That's good. If you can hang out with 1% of the people is good, you're all right. Thank you very much. Oh, one thing I want to say. We're going out to Oakland. We're going to sue the white man for, that's the Oakland Police Department, some banks. Oh, it's some bad people where they did. But they did it on right out there. We got all the paperwork and stuff. So, we're going to do that side for $50 million. Maybe this side for about 20. It's a little less here. But we got a lot of people. Imam Jamil is still in prison. So we know what we want to do with our money. And we have to make a Hollywood production or whatever over and over again. We have some of our friends who have helped the movement, and they have not received, they don't want attention. They're good people. They do all kind of stuff, man. They'll burn your house down. They'll steal all your stuff. We have some very good people. Some of them are much younger than us. They're very good people. We want to try to help everybody that we can that's been omitted from the, one of the guys was telling, he was trying to help some of his people down in Dixie, way down in Dixie. You can imagine what that is. And his friends and brothers were Dixified. He was telling me, he said, I try to help the brothers with this. They said, I tell them, you could do it. They said, no. He said, if I could do it, you could do it. I said, no, you could do it, but we can't do it. And they kept on trying to help them. Those are good people. Everybody can be like that, you know? This is truly the last thing. Man, you turn your life over to Allah. You can't lose. I don't know how to explain it. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. If everybody, whatever they're doing, that's their business. But this Islam and this life is a big deal. 4 or 5 people like that can change the world. It don't take no whole lot. And you know they're paying attention Just imagine, one person. Do you think they're paying attention to what we say here? Do you think the people overseas, are they really paying? They are paying more attention than anybody that I have heard. I'm reading the books to try to find out, have they been on anybody's case that much? I don't find it. Even Joe McCarthy and those people, nobody has paid more attention and acted funnier than with us. That's because this is the time. That's why if a person get under that flag and do right, it's unlimited. And so that's why I close with that, and I thank everybody for one more thing, just one more little thing. My brother called me from out of state, up in the north. He said, Imam Musa, I'm part of As-Sabiqun. I went to prison for 9 years, and I haven't seen you from 2003, and they had the thing in Sacramento, and I never gave up my bayah. I still have bayah, and I heard about some of the stuff, and am I still part of As-Sabiqun, and what's going on? I said, you watch that stuff we have? He said, I can, I watch it. I said, well, you called me back in a month or so, said watch as much as you can. I said, because if I answered your questions from 2003, if I start answering your questions now, you think I've been out of space somewhere. You know what I mean? That's how far we've come. From the people acting funny in Sacramento at the Masjid. Remember, we always blame. The only blame we got is my friend in Sacramento. We had a fundraiser there. They wrote a check for $12,500, and they said, we need a little more. It's okay. And he wrote another several $1,000 check. Iranian guy, good brother. And they said, cash this check in a week. And that's where a lot of the money that came from in Sacramento. Yep. They seem to blame something on us, and they closed everything down. We could have acted funny, but just like we don't act funny here, this is really the last thing I'm gonna say. When they do stuff, if you notice in the last several years, we ain't used up on no energy doing nothing. Why? Because they throwing punches. And one thing, my friend, he fought for the middleweight championship. In fact, he's the one that brought, what's the big guy, George Foreman. He's his trainer. He's a good friend of mine. When he was teaching me about boxing, he said, well, one thing about it, when the other guy throwing at you, you know what I mean? Eventually he's gonna stop, get his breath and everything, right? So that's the way the system is. When they throwing at you, this is the whole system throwing at you. You don't have to respond. Just move over here, move over there. We're taking that. They've thrown everything they could at us. Wa alaikum salam.
I hate to bother you. Not because I am sorry.
Oh, no. Very good, alhamdulillah. Good to see you. All right.
Assalamu alaikum.
Very good.
He's got lamb outside.
Yeah, I bring it for the people to give it to.
Okay, yeah. You need help to bring it in? Or?
Well, I am strong enough.
Okay, just set it right downstairs. We'll be down there in a few minutes and we'll put it in the freezer.
Okay, jazakumullah.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Jazakumullah.
All right, so anyway, where is that? They throwing at you? We would be silly to be trying to block from the whole U.S. government. Remember, it's psychological warfare. So all of the punches they throw on are psychological. They have no effect. And it has no effect. So I ask everybody to do this. Remember the last 4 or 5 years. And remember, the attitude is this true? Have I been looking all around? Or about them? Right? So the attitude, that means the whole system had no effect. That means it's almost like our mission is guaranteed. But you know where the guarantee come from? The Quran is a guarantee. If you do this, that, and the other, the Quran guarantees you certain other things, right? So we got a guarantee. Thank you very much. As-salamu alaykum. Are there any questions or comments?
Ali Getz said, may Allah protect us all on the right of Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad salawat. Michael Anderson said, Assalamu alaikum, Imam abdul-alim Musa. And Jihad Nasser Islam gave you the salams as well. And I guess at some point, you might have been talking about, I forget, I think you might have been talking about like, you know, them not paying any attention to your warrants and things of that nature. And someone had commented saying, so fitting that you hear the sirens in the background.
Right.
And stuff. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Well, Allah is most merciful. Praise be to Allah. And we thank everybody very much. Are there any questions, any comments?
Well, I guess I have one question. So sometimes, you know, when we're sitting here, you know, kind of laughing and jiving and clowning the white man, you know, sometimes I guess this happened a few weeks ago. You had mentioned how Malcolm X's grandson had gotten killed, you know, and I guess sometimes, how do you balance, you know, the fact that, you know, it's dangerous, you know, what you do, you know, and speaking, you know, truth to power and things of that nature, and how you stay so positive and laughing all the time, you know, just get you.
Well, first of all, I think about that all the time. The number one thing is that I remember that this is a gift from Allah. See, Allah give everybody certain gifts. Some people can run almost without any training. If they train, they become a champion, a gold star winner, or a bronze star winner. That's their gift. Other people could train for 50 years and they couldn't win a medal because it's not their gift. Okay? Everything, personally, since this is a personal question, everything happened to me the right time and the right way to produce a certain thing. All of the stuff, if you were to read it, you would feel sorry for me. The poor kid. The white man put him in those juvenile halls. The old time, dude, not the new type. The old way they work you behind to death. They take you on forced marches for miles and half step, you know, like you was a Navy SEAL or somebody, you know. The whole gangster thing, the whole prison thing, the whole being around, the way I feel about it is that Allah gave me certain things, like everybody else. And eventually I start listening. And when I started listening, when I wasn't listening, I got the normal not listening, the negative stuff, because I wasn't listening. So, but even that not listening was to teach and train and prepare. So everything that I'm doing, I feel prepared for it. And everything happened in the past was for this preparation. The civil rights workers and the college guys, when bad stuff happened to them, I'm talking not all of them, but they're too well booked. And when the people cut their throat, they start hating the people. All the ones or not trust anymore, they don't have it in them. They deserve, basically, they deserve what they get. Okay, I grew up in an environment where cutting your throat was natural, and you grew up under the system, and the system has power to make people do things. The people are not made to stand against systems. So if people do the same math as you, they're gonna say, I'm gonna get a job. I see what happened to so-and-so. He's a good man. I see what happened to Robert Kennedy. I see what happened to John Kennedy. They don't have to be perfect people. That's the first thing you gotta get rid of. Just because a preacher got a girlfriend don't mean he's not a great civil rights leader. This is the way the dumb people do. He has to be a saint to be a good leader. That ain't right. Okay, so how do I keep optimistic? I don't work at it anymore. I don't have to work at it. I do read, but I'm naturally optimistic. And I'm naturally super optimistic now because of studying the Quran and watching some of it come out just like it's saying. So actually, when we talked about this level of tafweed, we always use it, tafweed and tawakkul, but it's higher this time because the stuff is higher. It's not, I don't want to say, the Christians say let go and let God. Yeah, it's the same. But this is not as much, it's still there. Strategic planning, organization, all that's there. But it's different than before. Before we stood on our ability to plan and organize and to stand up under oppression. The stuff that happened to me in the past was for now. Because the treatment I got by the white man is worse than any, I don't read about it. You know what I mean? Remember, I'm a big old black nigga in the 60s. And if I just was driving down the street, 94th Avenue and East 14th in a limousine, they beating a drunk guy. And I tell the driver, my homeboy, you still alive? I said, pull over. And I get out sharp as a tack and everything. What y'all doing to this brother? The police, who I am, they turned on me. Man, they were so, you know, the little beating. They didn't beat me in the face, but I'm young, in good shape. But all in the gut, they just going over spraying with mace, and there's no reason for it. This just normal stuff. That ain't no big deal, I'm telling you. And so, when we get in the paddy wagon, the drunk guy, he looks at me and say, what in the hell are you doing here? You know, I didn't say, nigga, I'm here because you was out there. I didn't say that. And I didn't feel that even then. I stopped for the principle of it. Okay, I don't want to get into it. Personally, I just feel like the most blessed human being on earth. Because I'm studying and reading about everybody. I read about all white folks, this needs, that needs, Japanese, everybody. You know, to get a feel, you know, I'm not stupid enough to live in a cocoon just because it's going like, but at 73 years old, I'm trying to force myself to ask Allah. Only thing now is I ask for a better world, a good world, all of that. But I can't even force myself. And this is a sunnah. The Prophet ﷺ made dua for himself first. And I'm not being belligerent, but I don't know, I can't ask for that. I ask for somebody else. Oh Allah, help this clean air, good water, and the people will be happy. But I already got everything I want. And the little stuff that everybody looks and they say, that's terrible. They're looking at, man, they pull guns on you. The girl tackle you from behind. I said, so what? You know, the police used to be so rotten and low down. And let's see, I showed y'all some papers about when I come back, turn myself in, I wanted to, you know, get a lawyer. Believe it or not, I got John Cochran's card. I show it to you, Johnny Cochran's card. It's an old one, but that's what I was going to hire. I'll show it to you right now. In LA, where I turned myself in. I had $25,000. I just come back from South America. So I got a slip and it said, you have $5,000 and the government has confiscated it for taxes or something. I don't know if I showed it, but I got another, I had a homeboys put $10,000. I never got the money, so I got a slip from the government that says your $10,000 has been confiscated for da-da-da-da. Therefore, you can't get a lawyer, because every time you put some money down, or anything, right? And you know by then that whatever lawyer you go to, see, when they really, really want somebody, they'll make an offer to a lawyer that's so big, he can't turn it down. They'll tell him, look, man, we're going to give you give us this nigga, we're going to give you 10 free cases. You can guarantee the people. You can charge them $10 million because you can guarantee. Now, what lawyer's going to turn that down? All you got to do is give up this one guy. You're going to get that. You do the numbers. They would dump you for just because you don't make a payment. You know they're going to dump you for, the government going to offer them that. Okay, so the government has so much power that the people will, let me put it this way. You say about making fun. I'll just give you a case and close with this. I was in the U.S. Penitentiary at Leavenworth in '76. I was running the yard, you know, super good health. So I got a call, rings, come down to the mail room. So I said, hey,